Hello students, Sahu sir, welcome to the world of economics. Today in front of you we have a topic, what is demand and what are the fundamentals and determinants of demand. Let us see. Basically, first of all, we should know the meaning of demand. What is the meaning of demand? Demand refers to quantity of goods and services where consumers are willingness and able to purchase at various price at a given period of time, which means a consumer will create a demand when he has ability to purchase plus along with the desire. Desire is nothing but want. So, want plus ability to purchase, which creates the demand, and it shows relationship between price and quantity demand. When the price is more, quantity demand will be less. When price is less, the quantity demand will be more. This shows inverse relationship or negative relationship or indirect relationship. What happens in the diagram? You can see the demand curve is sloping downwards from left to right due to inverse relationship. Here you can see want is nothing but desire. He wants to purchase the ice cream but no money, no demand is created. Here desire along with money, ability to purchase, which creates the demand. I hope you understand what is the meaning of demand. Next, as I said, meaning of demand, desire plus ability to pay, then only the demand will be created. How is the relationship, price and quantity relationship? I have told you, inverse relationship between price and quantity demand. Now we are going to read about demand function. What is demand function meaning? Demand function shows relationship between quantity demand and its factors. What are the factors? See here. QD equals to F of P, Y, PSC, PC, T, population, technology. These are all called as the factors which influence the demand. What it does? We have been seen in the market. Sometimes quantity demand is more. Sometimes quantity demand is less. Why? Because of this factor. QD is called as quantity demand. P called as price of goods. Y called as consumer income. PSC called as price of substitute. PC is called as price of complementaries. T, which means taste and preference. POP is called as population. Tech is called as technology. These are all factors influence the demand. Sometimes quantity demand is more, sometimes quantity demand is less due to these factors which we used to mention in the demand function. Now we are going for what are the factors that determine the demand. Whatever we have studied the factors, one by one we are going to read. Let us start. The first, price of goods. Here you can see it shows relationship between quantity demand and price when other factors remains constant. Y constant, PS constant, PC is constant, tech is also constant, population is also constant. What is changing? Price of goods. PX is changing. The price of goods is primarily factor affecting the quantity demand. How price rises, quantity demand falls. Price falls, quantity demand rise. Here we have been seen the demand curve is sloping downwards from left to right. It shows an inverse relationship, which is also called as law of demand, because it is sloping downwards demand curve. Here you can see if the apple price increased from 50 to 80, price increase. Due to that, quantity demand of apple will be decreased and he will go for the alternatives. This is how the demand curve on the basis of price of goods. Next factor, income of consumer. Who are consumers? We are consumers. Who is creating demand? Consumers are creating demand. How? On the basis of income. Here you can see income directly influence the consumer's purchasing ability. So if the income is more, a rise in consumer's income shift the demand curve to the right. At normal goods, what are normal goods? The goods which we are using in our daily life. What happens here in the normal goods? Income rises, demand also increase. Our father income is more, quantity demand will be more. Father income is less, quantity demand will also less. That happens in the normal goods. Whereas inferior goods which are being used by the poor people, when the income is less, their quantity demand will be more. As the income increases, these inferior goods quantity demand decreases. Ragi, bajra, jowar, these are all comes under inferior goods which is being used by the poor people. Okay, na? Got it, I think. So here you can see how the income of the consumer is affecting the quantity demand. Afterwards, we can see price of substitute. First of all, we should know the meaning of what is substitute. Substitutes are called as related goods which satisfy the same want. Here you can see substitutes which replace another goods like tea and coffee. Okay, now Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Here you can see if the price of tea rises, price of tea is increased, which means coffee price is less. Due to that, what happened? Demand for coffee will be more. If the tea price falls, it leads to demand of coffee will also falls. This is one of the example for the best explanation of price of substitute goods. Substitute goods are the related goods such as tea and coffee. In the same way, price of complementary. Complementary goods are those goods when we used to get the satisfaction, we have to use the goods jointly. When two goods used jointly, then only we can satisfy of our want. Those are called as complementary goods. Such as here you can see petrol. We need petrol because we want to go through with the car. Petrol and car, when both are combined, then only we can use this goods. Okay, now, and here the goods which are used together. What happens if price of petrol rise? Demand for car will be falls. In the same way, price of petrol falls, demand for car will be increase. This is related to price of complementary goods. In the same way, next, taste and preference. Our taste and preference. Every consumer's taste and preference changes. It won't be remain the same. Nowadays, we are following a new fashion where consumers have favorable taste preference, demand curve shift right, which means increase. Unfavorable taste, demand curve shift left, which means decrease. Okay, now pizza, burger. Nowadays, the more boom is there. So the quantity demand for those goods will be more because nowadays it is a fashion. Pizza, burger, youth are recommending more for such type of goods. Here you can see how the taste and preference is influencing fashion, trend, social media, cultural influence, advertisement and branding image, health consciousness. These are all leading to the taste and preference. Next one is the size of population. If the population is increasing, which will create more demand. Increase in population creates more demand, decrease in population creates less demand, less quantity demand. Here you can see population increases, higher demand will be created to all. If the population declines, then lower demand will be created, lower consumer demand, and here higher consumer demand. More population, higher consumer demand, lower population, lower consumer demand. In a way, technology is also one which influences the market. How technology influencing the market? As we are the consumers, every consumer is focused to have new technology rather than going for the old technology. In the old technology, features are limited, familiar to existing users demand decline, and they used to slowly and slowly consumers get away from the old technology. Whereas in the new technology, enhanced features create a new market, high demand expands as price falls. Here you can see demand for landline phones, VCRs, these are all old system, there is no demand for that. Whereas demand for smartphones, EVs, AI power generated gadgets, now it is a new trend. That is why demand is more for such type of products. This you can see the old as well as the new technological innovations which is been consumers are been preferring for more. I hope these factors you have understood very well, and the next concept we will come over again. Thank you for listening Sahu Sir's economics class. Thank you very much.